What's up, Mr. Bourne? How are you? Absolutely. First, second, and probably third, David. So, and if anybody's watched the live stream this morning, uh, these people over here, there was an altercation between them and my son. They come on his property. He produced a firearm, and then they called the cops, and the cops arrested him for assault with a deadly weapon. Uh, he spent a month in jail. Uh, he's got cystic fibrosis. They took what medication he had with him to the jail, but refused to refill his medication while he was in custody. And he says that these people over here have been acting real shady, inappropriate comments, etc. And so I didn't know he was in jail till he got out, apparently yesterday. And thanks, David. I appreciate it, brother. There's going to be more to come. And like I said, I appreciate you being here, brother. Do what you got to do. So, uh, like I said, they say that there's been some crazy things going on. So, uh, and of course, I'm getting shitty connection. So, so I thought I'd just set up. I started it just right out in the yard, but to you as well, sir. Be blessed. So, anyway, welcome everybody. Uh, like I said, this is neighbor's yard I'm keyed in on right now, and one that had my son arrested. So I'm just I'm doing this to document any. What's up, Leon Valley? How you doing, brother? Uh, Unsavory or malicious acts or activity. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody being here. And I'm blessed. I've been better, Leon. Like I said, I found out last night that they had arrested. He'd been in jail for a month. My son, and even after they released everybody due to the coronavirus and all that, and he's got cystic fibrosis. Um, they made him bond out and all this other stuff. So, and like I said, he said there's been some uh, issues coming from next door. Things, I guess, got heated, whatever. And they come onto his property. He produced a gun, and then, Oh, and anybody call the Florida County Sheriff's Department and do a welfare check on Michael Brashears. I understand he was picked up for a public intox. Told a cop to fuck off, so they beat the shit out of him. And He's been in jail on a public intox for 85 days, and I believe 60 plus days without a mat. And then he's been charged also with assault on the police officer. Apparently, he fought back and got the better of two of them. But, anybody that wants to call the Florida County Jail and do a welfare check for Mr. Michael Bashirs, please feel free. Like I said, I had to go out and I spent what last little bit of money I had to get my straight talk SIM card kit. My other phone is out of commission for at least 10 days. And with all this going on, I had to be able to do this. So, that's crazy, Leon Valley. So, well, I don't consider it violent if you tell a cop, fuck you, and 8 of them jump on you and you get the best of 2 of them. I call that a man's man that knows his rights and is able to defend himself very well. So, anyway, I appreciate anybody being here. And like I said, this is just documentation. So, Leon Valley, where did they have him incarcerated at? That's crazy, Leon. I hate to hear that. You're welcome to share the link to whatever jail and his name if you would like people to call and do a welfare check on him. So, and do some FOIA requests and get whatever information. So, I'm in and out, folks. Southern Texas somewhere, they keep moving him around. That's weird that they keep moving him around. Anyway, like I said, I'm in and out, folks. I'm trying to get set up to get this plugged in and keep the charge going. And I'm glad y'all get to hear from him. So what's up, Pedro? There you go. Harass or harass. Yeah, I've been kind of low key. Been having issues with my truck and blah, 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 blah. Pedro, that sounds about right, brother. You mean owned by we the people. The city is we the people. So but yeah, things have been kind of hectic. Like I said, I've had a whole lot going on. Then been kind of out of whack. Found out yesterday that they had these people that this camera is fixed upon their house, harassing my son, and all of that good stuff. And there ain't no sense in snaking. But from what I can see, that things are pretty lucky. It looks like about the only thing that probably got stolen was a trash can. So, what's up, Cop Block Hot Springs? It is. Like I said, he produced a gun. I'm not saying he didn't have a gun. They come on his property. That's the reason I'm here doing this. That's the reason I went and spent literally the last money I had for the rest of the month. Well, to the third of next month. Well, mine transmission's going out. It's automatic. It's had issues before, and I finally got things squared up enough to where I could insure it, and I've done good. Run 5-10 miles down the road. So, and I hadn't taken this one apart. Right now, I'm trying to get my motorcycle. Went back in the shop the other day, and so I am working on getting that dude running. Like I said, apparently the DA and his court appointed are trying to give him 20 years. For self-defense, for protecting himself. Cool, mister. I'll have to come in and watch it. Like I said, I hadn't been on YouTube at all, much. Very, very little. Like I said, I've had a lot of other things going on. And, but yeah, I went on the Daily Oklahoman and told the governor he was a traitor. Remind him of, what is it, 15 or 18 USC 242. Violation of law under the color of law. So, well, you know, a license is a farce too. We are human beings, and we are even classified scientifically as hunter-gatherers. And it has been ruled in the Supreme Court on more than one occasion a human being is allowed to forage for food without a license. It is a right. Um, Especially if yes, it's a state money grab. You know, they claim it's for conservation, and I'm all about conservation. Um, but the state act like they own that shit. You know, and if so, then that means I own that shit, and I don't have to pay for it. But anyway, anybody that had none. Right, Mr. Rash? You're alleged right to assemble or pursuit is only right when we say so, and now is not the right. The right cop block, absolutely. You know, I'm banning gatherings of 10 or more people. Bullshit, motherfucker. Not here, not today. I know in Michigan, and basically under the governor's executive order, I believe it's 2020. Basically, if you do not live in the same household with somebody, you're not allowed any interactions. Well, I notice the police and stuff aren't wearing masks and shit like that, and they don't adhere to that 6 foot rule. It's all conditioning, y'all. It's all conditioning. I haven't, Pedro, I don't know. Natural law. If I'm hungry, I will fill my belly with food. That's it. Absolutely, Lee Schaefer. And natural law actually trumps constitutional law, just so you know, if you can argue it, right? But Pedro, I'd heard that FEMA had a mobile test site down at Red Oak that they were forcing people here a few weeks back before I had my trucker insurance on it. So, absolutely, Mr. Rash. Absolutely. You know, and like I said, I understand conservation. You only take what you need. You only take what you need. But I'm going to eat. Uh, and then people talk about, and there's a difference to hunt to help put food on the table and being sportsman and ethical and stuff like that. And then there's hunting to eat to keep from dying. And the only ethical way to hunt to keep from dying is make sure you kill, you capture, or you know, whatever, you're a target. Yeah, all ERs are closed, and so it's been a minute there, Pedro. Oh, because that was fuck about 9 months ago, brother. I agree with that too, Mr. Rass or Harass. You know, but I've seen people go out and shoot shit and leave it land too. What's up, Jason Stewart? Welcome. Nah, fuck the news, man. So, like I said, if y'all don't mind, please give me a thumbs up. It'll help put out more notices and stuff. And I hadn't been, well, I don't call it sport hunting either. You know, even if there's already food on the table and you got a freezer. And, but, you know, in that situation, I will act in more accordance of their ethnical guidelines there, Pedro. I mean, I'm not going to shoot a mama. I'm not going to shoot a baby or take one or anything like that. I agree, mister. Yeah, back in July. I knew it was sometime, you know, close to 8-9 months, bro. And so y'all know how you can tell they're lying. Has anybody gotten any consistent information about this? From the numbers of infected to the numbers of deaths, you know, the information changes every day and none of it is the same. Like I said, I dare you to go Google Event 201 and then go to Center of Disease Control, Human Resources and Employment page, and then go down and look. They've got still had job listings, and I done a little video on it here a while back and showed it. When they call them a human health advisor or something, and then there's Dallas is one of them, and Atlanta and Florida, and out beside this role in parentheses it says quarantine, willing quarantine program or something like that. But because it's not bad here, mister. It's not. It's not bad here at all. They all went down. 3 cases in Florida County, supposedly here a week or two ago. Somebody come in from out of state or whatever that knew they had it, and they went straight into quarantine. But I heard a rumor. I hadn't been able to find it. Well, I hadn't had time to look for it. And then told everybody him and his dress code, brother. So, no, on us. Now, show us the number of recovered. I hope so, mister. You know, and I hope people continue going out. And I'm not going to poke fun at people that take the precaution and heed and wear a mask or gloves or they're taking responsibility for their own health. And I commend that. I don't think it's necessary myself, and I'm not going to. Plain and simple. I'm not going to. I'm not going to force myself on people, but I'm not necessarily going to stay 6 foot away from them neither. Just ain't going to happen. Well, Jason, I can say, and I didn't know you was in Van Buren. There's another dude, Luke Ashlock. You need to subscribe to him if you're not there, Jason. I've got a brother that lives over in Barley, and things for him hadn't changed much. I was in Fort Smith last Friday, and I'm going back today. Yeah, I hear it's just, it's inconclusive. And one day they said, well, it'll take at least 9 months for us to get a vaccination and even vaccination or even medicines available. It takes at least 9 months. This thing's so far advanced. 3 days later, then they announced that they had a vaccination for it. Mister, I believe the cops know it's a fake fucking deal, and I don't think it's going to slow them one fucking bit. I got out and I had to take my phone was broke, drive all the way to Fort Smith. I see them still making rinky-dink traffic stops and shit like that with nothing on. Barclays. I'm not sure what that is. I guess I got a little research to do there. Black Hot Springs. I'm going to bring Burkus back. I'm not familiar with what that is. So, thank you. Yeah, and see, that's something else I've been hearing. Even if, just like Leon Bailey said, somebody had the virus and died in a car accident, where they was crossing the street or whatever, they listed the cause of death as the virus. So, oh, Burka, okay. No, I know what that is. Oh, okay. Maybe I misread it or did or I'm used to. Yeah, sharing law. Yeah, I agree. It's coming, but it ain't coming. Um, so, well, when they start lying, their reputation is shot with me. I don't doubt that either, Mister. Uh, uh, so, like I said, I'm sorry it's not a very exciting stream, y'all. Um, but apparently, when his mother or his friend or anybody else has been over here, apparently the whole house has come out and stared at him and sat there and talked in the general direction and shit like that. But not when Dad showed up. So, That's sure I am too, but you can tell a politician is lying when his mouth starts moving. Cop block, that's funny. Mine are sold separately, that's about right. Oh. Leon Valley, you're absolutely right. Check out House Resolution, I believe it's 5717, but it might be 5171. All this stimulus package, I understand that there's supposedly the Democrats' demands was mandated cryptocurrency, moving us to a cashless society, a bunch of shit that they attached to that, from what I understand. Absolutely, Mister. I can promise you that. Yes. Yes, there's a few of those keyboard warriors. I would absolutely slap the taste out of their mouth. Right. Well, see, they're two separate entities, and is what they're trying to do there. See, the IRS is a foreign, illegal government when you get into it, or the way I understand it. And the Treasury has control of the printing of the money, and the Fed has control of the interest rates, and then the IRS has control of basically some of the bookkeeping in it, the way I understand it set up. And they're trying to merge it into one deal with no accountabilities. So, well, that's my take on it. I will give you a conspiracy theory for just about everything, but just because I'm a little paranoid don't mean it ain't true and that they're not out to get us. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if this shit goes the way it looks, as far as what y'all fixing to see me be doing some eBaying. Someone won't slap. Oh, every once in a while there's been one or two there. I could be. How are you doing, sir? And welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Leon Valley, I disagree, and it hurts my feelings and upsets me. I've got a brother of mine that says, "Well, we can't win. They're just going, don't resist." Blah 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 blah. We're standing on the annals of history, y'all. I've heard motherfuckers all my life, from the American Revolution to the American Indian Wars to the fucking Spanish Wars to fucking Vietnam, Korea to 9/11 and the plane crashes, Civil War. If I was there, by God, that shit wouldn't have happened. I would have done something about it. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? It's time to do something about it. Plant your fucking feet and record this shit. Ain't none of us getting out of this deal alive. Do you want to live on your knees or die on your feet, a free, liberated human being? What are you willing to settle for, and what is your fucking resolve? To what extent are you willing to go to be a free, liberated human being? Give me liberty or take my life. It ain't give me death, because, death's coming for me. So, freedom is an illusion they have allowed you to live with. Absolutely, Mr. Rash. That's it. Refuse to bow. Do not submit. Fucking stay vigilant. Call them out. Under the Stafford Act, Chapter 42, Section 42, Title 42, Chapter 68 and down. I believe there's 3 headings below it. There's also a part in there where it talks about, because the Stafford Act and the 42s, it goes along with civil rights and everything else. And it says that there's no government entity, agency, whether it be FEMA, federal, local law enforcement, the sheriff, in times of a pandemic or global panic, nobody can legally take your weapons. It ain't the first time there's been concentration camps here, Leon. Look at the Japanese internment camps. And here's a little tidbit of information. Take a guess at who was the highest ranking officer in country in charge of the internment camps. Or the Japanese concentration camps, whatever you want to call them. Yes. Mr. Sam Walton. Don't believe me? Do a little research on him. So, you're wrong, Leon Valley. The government has run scenarios on that, and I believe at best that they can produce 1.5 million to 2 million people. And by the figures, if only 3% stand up, there will be over 20 million of us. You know, they told the Jews the same thing. They convinced the Jews of the same thing, Leon Valley. Don't get rid of that fucking victim and weak mentality. We're all going out in a body bag. It's just a matter if we're standing on principle and watch right, or if we're fucking bowing out of fear. That's absolutely it, Mr. Rash. Whether you win or fucking lose, that bully's gonna fucking think twice, because he knows you're not gonna fucking lay down. We failed to protect ourselves. Our grandparents failed to protect us in ignorance. That's how driver's license, vehicle registrations come about, personal property taxes, and all this other shit. Because in ignorance, Mr. Rash, if you go into all of that bullshit and the way it's set up, the only place, even Washington, or the state of Oklahoma or Illinois or any other state has any authority or jurisdiction, their sovereignty ends at the fucking borders of Washington, D.C. They told it. They're sovereign citizens, people. But mister, they can and they do when they look at the people screaming. Mister. But sometimes bow right along, only say some constitutional law, natural law, separated Lee Schaefer. I don't get that. Absolutely, mister. Brother, I ain't jumping on you. I'm not personal. I get passionate, and if I come off aggressive, I apologize. And I agree with mister. I've not seen anybody jailed or ticketed or even approached and say, you have to wear a mask, or they're just saying, Walmart's got some dumb shit going on. Please remember the 6-foot rule. Please remember the... Actually, you don't even have to file cop block. Well, I'm on disability and they tell me I'm going to get it. Yes, we're all friends here and I've got nothing but love for everybody here. Yes, they do, Leon. They want freedom gone. We are a hindrance to the politician because they look at us as cattle. Someone to do their bidding and do as they're fucking told. So, like I said, I really do appreciate y'all hanging out and the conversation. Good luck with what happened. What part of it? People standing together? I'm not sure what you... Yeah, that's the reason I don't answer questions or I ask some questions. Oh, I agree, Leon. You know, if it goes down to disability, don't, whatever. Um, uh, or it's all I, yeah, it's a weird place to be in. I understand socialist government behaviors and actions. The direction they're trying to with my son, I'm gonna, you know, you're not innocent. If you can continue asking them questions and demanding the same thing of them, and just stand my internet connect, my data. Uh, every All right, folks. It don't look like my reception's getting any better. Seems okay. All right, well, I'll keep it going. Well, it's picked back up. So we'll just continue this on. Like I said, I got to go out to smoke. And like I said, my son's got cystic type fibrosis. Done a little look around. Done a little feeding and watering for him. And like I said, I seen old boy come out one time over there after I got here, and that's it. So well, it's hard to argue. I'm sorry, when you laws are read on the hearts of men, not on paper. So, oops, it looks like I sent somebody absolutely, based on what facts or evidence. Well, I cannot quote the 14th Amendment, so uh, but to me, you know, it was clear, even when it comes to issues of civil rights, it was all clear in the Constitution. They muddied the waters, and just like they do today. So, well, Mister, I can't, you know, like I said, I'm not, I can't quote the 14th. Can't even speak to, you know, say that I've got offhand knowledge or intelligence of it or what it says. So, pretty sad. The age of majority or maturity? I'm going to say maturity. And what training do you have to make legal determinations? Can you please state your law training? Please produce evidence of your degrees and education in law. Absolutely, Mr. Rash. And any law that is passed, that abridges or infringes, is null and void and thereby unconstitutional. Uh, and mister, if you're going to place me under citizen's arrest, if you plan on taking me into custody, be prepared to either take me immediately before a magistrate or face false imprisonment and arrest charges. Just saying. Just because you can, just because there's reasonable, articulable suspicion, does not mean they have a right to jail you. Your right is to go immediately before a magistrate. Not a city judge that's not a judge, he's a lawyer, or anything else. A magistrate, a judge. But his word against yours, to me, if they don't have proof, and unless they have unquestionable proof in a law enforcement officer, now I would argue otherwise actions and before a magistrate or it's false imprisonment. That and so that's kind of you do it just like my son did. Somebody his own property, he went to jail, and which I got to start doing some research on some of that. So, aren't there stipulations? That's my point exactly, mister. I mean, you have, right, and most of it don't matter, whoever, no matter. I agree, mister. Better. I appreciate